Afternoon, Black women. I want to just come and talk a little bit about child support because I saw a lot of disturbing information on YouTube from various content creators trying to advise women. Okay. First off, every state is different. So every rule about child support is determined by that state and their opinion or their stance on child support. However, the standard or the general rules is this. When you have a baby, okay, you don't, when you're black and you're poor, even when you got a lot of money and you're dealing with a problematic man, but when you black and you poor, because I'm speaking to poor black women, right, and trying to get them out of poverty and keep them out of stupidity, the last thing you want to do is put the father's name on the birth certificate or give your child, let me correct that. You cannot put the father's name on the birth certificate. He has to physically be there and sign it. And most of those assholes will not sign it because they know that once they do sign it, now I put my slipper down, they will be responsible for food stamp repayment, Medicaid repayment. Yeah, that's what it's, food stamp and Medicaid repayment in each state if that child ever goes on to Department of Social Services or Welfare Services, right? So when the man physically signs his name on the birth certificate, he is making himself liable for any type of repayment that that child uses from welfare from any state in America at any time in their life, which is why the majority of them usually don't want to sign the birth certificate. But when I had said before, because I need to clear this up because I see black women who are still trying to hang on to the possibility of, oh, I still want a man, and knowing that these black dudes are killing black women, killing our children, sexually molesting and violating both of us, and beating the hell out of us in our houses. They're still trying to promote these dudes. And I see these guys on here trying to lie and gaslight black women into staying into relationships with them when it's real fucking simple. Stop fucking with them altogether. Get them out of your life completely. Stop dating them. Stop worrying about who the fuck they're dating. Leave them the fuck alone because they mean you no good. And they have showed you that shit historically. So anyway, when he's literally there, if he signs the birth certificate, all right, now he's on the hook for repayment to the government for anything that child receives with welfare. If it's food stamps, cash assistance, or even Medicaid, right? Child care, whatever. He's on the hook. Most of them notice, that's why they don't sign. And the majority don't sign just because they're not men, they're males, right? So I heard women mixing it up, so I'm trying to clear it. He has to physically be in the room, have identification to sign the child's birth certificate, okay? That's up to you whether he signs it or not, because just because he's the father does not mean he has an automatic right to sign the birth certificate, because you as the mother, as soon as you give birth, you are the guardian or custodian of that child unless the court is involved, right? All right. So anyway, because that child comes out of your body, period. So anyway, when they were talking about, I heard one woman, she's really so ignorant. That's that nosy Navy lady, right? Talking about how what men are really going to go to lengths to go to court to do. A lot of them stupid motherfuckers do. Now I understand she's in the Midwest, and everywhere, every part of this country, black people are different, and they have their own unique culture, customs, language, dialects, etc. I get that. But for the most part, these black males that all came out of the same type of slavery, they do not know how to be men, period. They have been socialized. They socialize themselves. They teach each other, regardless of how they were raised, to victimize black women, use them, and despise their own children. This is who they are. So when she's talking about, oh, these poor guys are not going to go to court to challenge the mothers, and that's not true. A lot of them go to court just to fuck with the mother and to cause the mother as many problems as they possibly can. So if they're in the room when you have the baby in the hospital and the nurse comes in with the paperwork for the birth, and if you do not want this man to sign that birth certificate, because you are not literally married, right? You have absolutely 100% the right to say, I don't want him signing the birth certificate. We are not married. I do not want him signing this birth certificate. You have that right. No one in that hospital, no one nowhere can force you to allow him to sign that birth certificate because you are not married, right? Okay, going forward. You, now that that asshole's out the way, when you sign his name, add his name, give your child the father's name, what you're now doing is indirectly, okay, giving, not putting the father on the birth certificate, but you're indirectly giving the father rights to the child that he doesn't deserve. So if you're the one busting your ass to take care of your baby and you're living with your child solely, you're now giving him the rights to have shit to say about what happens to that child, where that child goes, what and what not that child can't do. So let's say, because I told you before, a kid has to be over 16 before they can leave the country without their father's permission if you list that stupid motherfucker on the birth certificate or if you give the child that asshole's last name. So this is why I'm telling you, do not put them on anything regarding that child at all. Because in some states, you actually have to have their consent, a signature to receive services and etc. Why would you put yourself through shit like that? And fuck all that bullshit about the history of the family or legacy, because legacy is not people coming from other people. Legacy is you working hard, providing something to pass down to your children, like a family business, money you have saved, property you have bought. That is a legacy that these broke, bum-ass motherfuckers with no work ethic, they do not have any of that. They just want to hold on to you with an anchor baby to keep you more impoverished and more dumber than you already are. I'm sorry, women. I got to call it like I see it, because you shouldn't need 1,000 fucking women on YouTube to keep telling you, leave these motherfuckers alone. You should not have that low self-esteem and feel that you need to be involved with a black dude so badly that you're out here risking your life literally, because you know they're killing black women, and your children's health and welfare, just to be involved with a relationship with a dude that's not worth you or your child or anything in this life. They're not worth anything. Let them go be with all these other women. Get them the fuck out of our lives, because they ain't good for you. And then you will free yourself up so that you could engage with other women, black women, and maybe other women, if that's what you choose, who are actually living better and differently than you. So put you on to how they're living so you could come up. Or you put the battery in your own back, get your ass online, learn a new skill. Go out there, get a better paying job, and then go learn things from the classroom or environments that expands your intelligence, that expands your outlook and mentality on the world. That is called self-efficacy. You don't need to be on here listening to any fucking body, idolizing any women on here about relationships and blackmails. All you need to do is say, I am fucking important. And because I'm important and I don't like to live this dog's life, I'm getting all that shit away from me, and I'm going out in this world and I'm going to get what the fuck I need by myself the way I need to, so I am not being withholding to anybody where they could come back later and go, well, I helped you. Now you got to pay up. Now you got to do this, that, or the other thing. Do not do any of that shit. Do not. And don't put yourself in positions where people are allowed to hurt, use, and abuse you simply because you are not able to take care of yourself. And for all you young women out there that are listening to many of these dumbass young content creative women who are telling you that older women are jealous of you and we're out here hating on you and trying to set you up for failure, keep believing that dumb shit if you want to. And you're going to find out that your 20s and 30s are going to fly by, and you're going to end up becoming one of them same old ridiculous bitches that they're talking about. You know why? Because you're not investing in yourself right fucking now when it counts. You're too busy worrying about fucking with dudes and doing dumb shit instead of setting the blueprint for the rest of your goddamn future, which is education, getting your money up, and getting your independence. You don't need a fucking man or a broke bum black dude for nothing. What y'all need to do is actually scroll around in the videos on my fucking page and go to all of those videos I put up with information on education, information on websites to help you pay your bills, information. Because that's the only thing that's going to really help you change your life. Not one individual woman on here you want to appoint as God or as somebody that's that fucking important to you in your life that you can't think for yourself or do what you need to do to get better for yourself. So listen, the child support thing is real clear. When you have your child, put your child in your own name. If you have any programs in your community, look for them that do universal income, universal income benefits, right? So universal income. On my last channel, I had did a video for every state explaining that there are programs out there for young black women who live in poverty that will pay them an extra few $100s a month extra a year, without any cost or any strings attached, just to help you get up out of poverty. That's the type of shit you should be on here researching or on Google looking for, instead of worrying about relationships and fucking black males that are not going to do anything for you but use you and further pull you down into poverty. When you live in cities like the northeastern cities like myself, or I don't know, even other cities, Google the the Bridge Project. If you're in any state where the Bridge Project is out there, when you're pregnant, this program helps you. I think it is 2 to 3 years, give you extra money to help you raise your child so that you're not living in poverty. That's called the Bridge Project. I know it's here in New York, it's in Brooklyn. So for any black women that are watching this video and you happen to be currently pregnant, Google the Bridge Project. Go on the website. The last time I was on it, you had to fill out an email with your information and send it to the organization, and they contacted you for an application. Be online doing the right thing. Don't be online listening to stupid shit to fuck your life up, because you guys have a bad habit of not learning things for yourself and taking everything that someone tells you to heart as if it is 100% the absolute truth. Like even with what I'm telling you today, it is generalization. For you to know exactly how child support works in whatever state you come from, you have to contact the family court clerk's office in your state and find out exactly how shit works. Or you purchase the Family Court Act, ACT, for the state you live in. I live in New York, so I already know this, but if I wanted to know how the family court system worked in New York City, I would Google or purchase online somewhere, New York State Family Court Act. It is a book that comes with all of the actions, the procedures, and the process of family court. It tells you how paternity works. It tells you how establishing custody works. It tells you how establishing child support works. And there are many levels to each one of those things I mentioned. It explains to you how, if you live in one state and you want to go to another state, the mother state is the one that starts off the petition. It explains how long you would have to reside in another state to become a resident of that state. It explains how you would petition the judge to move to another state. Even if you have a visitation petition or a custody petition, everything is in that Family Court Act. And it also explains to you when you need a family court attorney and when you do not. There are some procedures that are very, very easy, where you could just push the paper yourself. And there are very complicated procedures in family court where you definitely need an attorney. And if you cannot afford one, at every court date, you are supposed to ask the judge to be appointed an attorney from the family court because you cannot afford one. It is that simple, y'all. So when these people are telling you, right, that you need to hold on to a legacy for your children and they need to know their family and all this bullshit, that is because you are listening to a black woman who maybe has a lot of good intentions for black women, But ultimately, they are still cradling and worshiping male identity and worshiping black males. They still want a black male involved in their life, which is why they're talking to you like that. A woman like me, I don't give a fuck about a black male. Never have, never will. Okay? And any man that I do entertain, he's not going to be black. All right? So you have to get to that point. Because when you are honest with yourself and you go on to either the FBI's website or you go on to the many YouTube pages where black women are being slaughtered every day by black femicide, you understand that the last thing you want to do is be involved with a black male. Now, yes, I know everybody's losing their shit because they can't think for themselves because Cynthia G is gone. But she ain't really gone. She's within reach. And if you really wanted to fucking hear from her, you'd pay your fucking $10 in Patreon and listen to her speak the same shit she's been talking about for years on YouTube, which is the same thing I just told you in a nutshell. Stay away from black males. If you want something out of your life, you get the fuck out here and go get it. You don't sit down and try to listen to some woman try to tell you how to scheme people to get something, because you're going to only get hurt. But if that's the way you want to do it, be my guest, because I put up a video on purpose to teach you or to show you that these dudes are not sleeping on you out here. The same way I'm making this video talking to you right now, I have more male subscribers subscribed to me than black women. And you know why they're subscribed to me? Because they're trying to get the inside scoop on what I'm telling you so that they could get their game up to best beat you when it comes to you dealing with them, because they already know what I'm telling you. So you got to understand that your best recourse is to strengthen up your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your belief in yourself. Get out in this world with the attitude, whether I don't give a fuck who's telling you otherwise. I don't need no fucking body but me to get what the fuck I want out of life, and get out here and get what you deserve. Because when you sit around waiting for other people to give you shit, or you sitting down playing the fucking damsel in distress, life gonna pass your ass by. You ain't no white woman. You never gonna be a fucking white woman. And I don't give a fuck how much money you make, how much education you got, who you believe in, who you don't. These white people in this country with their white supremacy and white racism and white fragility are never going to treat you the way they treat themselves. I am not asking you to try to compete with that. I am telling you to soar the fuck above that. To not give a fuck about their validation. Not give a fuck about them or you fitting their opinion of you. I'm telling you, go move motherfucking mountains. I have heard women tell black women all week this week what they can't do, what's impossible for them to get, what's impossible for them to do. Ain't shit impossible if you motherfucking black women start working together and holding each other down. See, I noticed that when they're out here screaming all this anti-black male shit, they never ever speak about pro-black women unity and solidarity. They never talk about that, because that is what's going to pull you through. When you are coupling up with another sister or 2 or 3 other sisters, and y'all are serious about being independent, self-reliant, getting your fucking money, having a decent environment to live in, raising your kids properly without these detrimental and dysfunctional black males in your household or involved in your life in any way, you're going to be better for it. All right? And do not start winking your eyes and trying to think about, oh, a woman can't raise a male. Yes, you can. What you're going to do is educate yourself on child development. Go and find other men in society to be a role model. As you know, my grandchildren, my grandsons, their father is Turkish, okay? When my grandson went to learn MMA, and he's in soccer, he's in basketball, he's in whatever sport and music, those are every other type of men but black males. So if he's longing for an image of a black male, not black male, of a man or a black, or let me get this right. If he's longing for an image as a young black boy, there are males out there. They do not have to be black. to show them the responsibility they're supposed to have towards family and women. And honestly, in my opinion, it's better for them to be around other types of men to get their level of responsibility, because there are no black males out there who are men who are teaching that. Now, even though my grandson has a father, okay, when he goes to these programs, he learns and watches how other men who are real men interact and socialize with each other, and interact and socialize in the instruction of little boys. That's most important. So when you black women are out here talking about you can't raise a boy to a man, you definitely can, whether you have a black male or not. There are other guys out here, and even if you didn't have them, if you just actually put the real time on these kids, and the tender loving care you need to give to these kids, and the real communication, support, discipline, instruction into these kids, you're going to be fine. You are going to be fine. Am I going to tell you that every single woman is going to be successful? No, because you got to navigate a world in a society that is anti-you and anti your child. So you have to find a way to make your child mentally strong enough to make it in this world, and to become whatever they want to be in life, that is responsible and dependable. Not like these black males they see walking around. This is why when I was telling you all these things about child support, that's what I was alluding to, or the long-term goal of what I was talking about, because black women, you got it in you. And you are the key to change all of this negative shit around. But you got to start with yourself. You got to first understand that you are all you need. And you got to be strong enough to understand. And yes, I said strong, because that's the other thing that gets on my nerves, is you all with that, oh, I don't want to be labeled a strong black woman. I don't give a fuck what anybody labels me. I'm going to be strong, not fucking weak, to do everything that I have to do for me. Fuck everybody else. You understand me? Because that's what y'all are getting confused. You worrying about white people's opinion of you when you ain't got to fucking conform to their opinion of you. You need to conform to your opinion of you and do what you need to do for you. If they think you're supposed to be the superhero that comes and saves the day for them, watching their kids, taking on their burdens, doing their work, washing their ass, wiping their face, you do that shit if you want to. But when I say strong black women, I mean you need to be resiliently, mentally strong to get your ass up, go to work, take time for yourself, to take care of yourself, travel, entertain, indulge yourself, and be able to do all of that without having an insecurity or having a false self-pity where you feel like you're not good enough, or the world is not respecting you enough because you don't got no dirty, funky, black motherfucking male hugging and kissing and fucking on you. That is not what life is about. Sex is a very small motherfucking component in this world, and even smaller when it comes to relationships, because you can have beautiful fucking relationships with people that are not related to you, that never have to step one fucking foot in your house, and you can live a great life, but you have to choose it. And once you stop all that fucking hating on other women and start doing the right thing and telling motherfuckers what it is when it needs to be spoken about, when you see somebody fucking up, you let them know you fucking up. And you need to stop doing this and think about doing that. When you start doing more of that, people will have no choice but to self-correct. All right? But when you making all these fucking excuses and you creating all these goddamn new terms and terminology to make excuses for the behavior that you need to be eliminated, you are continuing your own problem. Okay? So with the whole child support thing, with all these women, with all this wrong information, do yourself a favor. Go to your family court clerk's office or call them. Purchase. Whatever state you live in, New York State Court Act, Family Court Act, New York State Family Court Act, Alabama Family Court Act, New Jersey Family Court Act, South Carolina Family Court Act, and sit your ass down and read. Or literally go on to the court's website and read how each procedure goes, because that is all. Everything that is public information, and the courthouse is a public domain. So if you went on, like me, in New York State, whether it's upstate or downstate, I want to learn anything about the court system. I go on to nycourts.gov. Okay? Period. So you find out what the web, or Google it, the website to your courthouse, whether it's the family court, criminal court, Supreme Court, housing court, small claims court, whatever the fuck it is. You go on that website and you learn the procedures like the back of your hand. All right? So that way when people are talking and you like them and you listen to them, you can listen and go, I hear that. That ain't right. That's right. Now I'm going to just not listen to that. You will be that much more informed. Instead of being confused and just lazy about learning and growing on your own, so that all this silly shit that I see on YouTube every day keeps continuing. Young black women, seriously, you're going to have to take control of your own fucking life. You got to stop looking for mentors and these confused bitches, whether they're your age, older than you, younger than you. They're not telling you all the things you need to know. They're really not. And honestly, no one person can, because no one person knows every fucking thing. But the one thing I can tell you is, you will never go wrong when you go learn the information from the actual fucking source. Okay? So if you want to know anything about family court, you need to be up in that family court library every day and night. You need to be calling that family clerk office every day and night. You need to be on that family court website every day and night. You need to learn. And if you got a little bit of money, or if you have some free legal services in your state, you need to be in that office trying to get a free consultation, or finding a way to be assigned to representation, so you can not only learn as you go, but be assured that your rights are going to be exercised to the full extent of the law. You got to stop playing these ghetto games. I'm telling you, like, I know there are many women on here you like to listen to that give out wrong information all the time. I like them too. But I have more awareness than a lot of them in information. So I know that a lot of the shit they're saying is wrong. And it's out of context. Like, I was listening to a woman just yesterday who I like, who has come at me and all that. She's very intelligent, but she's also very ignorant. She has this it's probably just how she is, but because there's ways I am too. But she had a very negative, toxic view of black women, and I understand where it's coming from. It's coming from her own personal life history. But because she has had that, she can't get past that to see that that's not everybody's situation. So it's always a thing of, oh, black women can't do this and black women can't do that. You got to rely on the white man for this and rely on the white for that. That's all true to a certain extent. But there are always exceptions to the rules, and there's always another way to approach that situation. Case in point, I've been warning y'all and telling y'all for I don't know how long. January going to drop, and all the jobs that you knew that you were able to get to live them poor ass, I just don't want to do shit in my life but do the bare minimum to fucking get by. That shit is going to be a thing of the past come January. They dropping AI on your ass. They going to drop all forms of GPT on your ass, where the very jobs you used to do that used to take minimal or little to no effort are gone. And so now you're going to either have no choice to lay down, die, fucking go away into misery of poverty forever and be completely destitute, or get your ass up and start learning the tools to be part of the fucking game. I'm telling you, because y'all have been playing on this YouTube for too long. You've been sitting on here listening to dumb shit from Shira and all the rest of them talking about dudes, when you should be listening to the women telling you how to get the jobs that are going to give you the money to live whatever fucking life you want. If you want to be a raging lunatic, that's on you. But just be the lunatic that can pay their bills, afford their rent, and take care of their kids, okay? All that destitute shit, making sex a priority, that shit is not going to get you nowhere. but ending up on the streets, evicted, or even possibly on fucking crack. You have got to stop fucking with these dudes. Get focused. Learn how to protect yourself, which is why I started off talking about the child support, because they're giving you misinformation. In short, keep your child in your own name. Give your child your last name, whatever that is. If you got your mother's last name, give it to your kid. You got your father's last name, give it to your kid. Because neither one of those two people, your parents, has any fucking legal authority over your child in the United States. Take it from me as a grandmother. I could fight with my daughter about things I don't like she's doing with my grandchildren, but I have not one fucking legal thing I could do about it. Same thing with my son. Only 2 of my children have kids, and I can't do shit about anything they do to either one of their children, right? But if I wanted to literally take them to court, that would be the only way I would have a say in my grandchildren's lives, legally. So when I'm telling you this, I'm telling you that as a form of protection for you. Know that if you want to give your child a last name, give one of your parents' last name. If you don't want to give them your last name, whatever that may be. But as soon as you put that useless, he ain't doing nothing for you or your child, dude's name on your child, or on that, or let him sign that birth certificate, you have given this man a right that he doesn't deserve, access to your child he doesn't deserve, and the ability to fuck up the rest of your life. So if you want to do that, you do it. But know that that is the truth I'm telling you. And do me a favor. Do challenge me on it. Contact your state's family court office, clerk's office, and have them explain to you the same thing I just told you. Because that's one thing I don't do. I don't never come on YouTube and lie to black women about information. Never. I am not malicious. I don't have no true hatred in my body for other black women to see them harmed or fucked up or done wrong in any type of way. Do I dislike many black women? Motherfucking right. Because I see the wicked shit they're doing to the women who trust them and who listen to them and think that their guidance is going to be beneficial to them, when I know those women are only on here for money. And you got one on here right now taking in all your fucking money, and y'all believing that she's the next Messiah, and she is. I ain't gonna say nothing about her. Y'all keep listening to your queen maker, and I guess eventually, the same way something happened to Cynthia G, hopefully it'll happen to her too, because believe me, she is not here for you the way you think she is. And her message is really not that important. It is very simple, black women. Stop fucking with black males, period. Eliminate them from your life and you will have a better life. Can I make it any more plainer than that? Do I really got to get on here and be doing all the fucking theatrics like Prince Cella and Cynthia G and every fucking body else and Shira and everybody else to just simply explain to you? If you want more in life, you got to go get more. And if you don't want to get hurt in your life, get killed in your home by somebody you're fucking, someone you have children by. You don't want your children to be hurt. You don't want to live in societies, or not societies, communities where your daughters are being targeted, because this is what they do. You do yourself a favor and just stop fucking with them altogether. And as soon as you can move as far away from all that ignorance you live in, you do it, you will do your children a favor. You will do yourself a favor. Listen, that's all anyone needs to be out here telling you. When you get away from black males, you get away from the unnecessary dysfunction that is within the black society. You don't want to believe it, but you know it's true. You don't want to listen because you know it's going to be hard to fucking do. But you got to just get in there and do it. The other thing, and this is the last thing before I go. I don't know if I'll do a live. I was been considering it, but here's the thing, right? I put up the video the other day of the guy trying to reiterate to you the same fucking thing I just said. If you stay away from black males, you won't have to end up having sex with somebody and catching HIV. You won't have to go away or live with somebody or have a child with somebody or be in a relationship with somebody who beats the fuck out of you and eventually kills you. or does the same to your children. Okay? It's that simple. But the thing I didn't like, when I put that video up with that black dude who actually had issues of his own, who made that video, I saw that all of y'all was like rallying to his video like he had so much fucking wisdom to give out when he didn't. Okay? He's not doing nothing but reiterating the same shit black women have already said. But he knows that the way it goes on YouTube is all the black women who are fucking man hungry and have such low self-esteem and worship men so fucking much, they're gonna flock to his fucking channel the first time he pretends that he's making a video to care about the welfare and the well-being of black women. Y'all are such fucking suckers because you hate yourselves and hate other black women so much you can't get out of your own fucking way. And every video I do it to pound home the same message. Stand on your own 2 fucking feet. Go out in this world like a motherfucking warrior. Put your shield on, get your fucking spike and your sword, and take on the fucking world. Get the life you deserve and get the respect you have earned. Y'all don't want to hear it. You want to hear motherfuckers giving you fairy tales and playing with you. You're going to keep doing that until you're not here no more. Because even when I watched that video, I thought about it and I might still do it. I wanted to tear it apart. Because it looked like he was giving you a good message, but he wasn't. He's a hater fucking too. And he's a hater on you. Because when he was talking about the so-called 50-year-old woman who went somewhere with whatever dude and caught HIV from fucking the dude without a condom, first of all, why are you fucking without a condom? Secondly, why are you going somewhere with a motherfucker you don't know? You got to stop doing that too. Because in other countries, we have already seen from Shanquilla Robinson, people can kill you and get away with it. Stop doing that shit. And if you are going places, you have to go places where you know security is tight. You got to know how the police work, the response time, all of that. And the security of wherever you're staying. Stop thinking that because these people have the same color as you, they're black like you, that they like you, love you, or care about you. It is already known. Black males do not like their own blackness. They don't like black women. They don't like being black. So if you think they're going to truly love you and worship you, you are out of your fucking mind. Okay? Do you know right now, in other countries where black males are losing it because black male hate towards black women is real and it is fucking global. Right now, they're over in Europe calling black women beasts. See, because people outside of America, they look and get their cues for what the black people are doing in America, and then they piggyback off of the bullshit. So I know this because I'm preparing now to go visit London for I think maybe for my birthday, because I'm still dealing with my girlfriend's grieving of her mother passing. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it for my birthday or sometime after, right? But I'm getting ready to go over there. So I'm looking at what's going on over there, and I'm looking, because that's how I do. I research and everything I'm going, so I know what the climate is when I get over there. I said, this is worse than America. I said, these dudes are actually out here attacking women in the streets, killing them just as much or more than they're killing them in America every 4 to 5 hours. They're beating the fuck out of them over there. And now they're going on their dumbass YouTube channels and podcasts in London and in France and everywhere else and calling black women beasts. Like, you know, like Beauty and the Beast. They're calling them beasts. And they're doing it because of their complexion and their features. And these, you got to understand, black women in Europe, these are African people. These are not black Americans. These are people from Africa and the Caribbean calling black women beasts. So when I tell you the hate for black women from the black male is real and is global, I'm not playing with you. And if you do not believe me, please do yourself a favor. Go and see. Do your own research. Go click on all of the black YouTubers in London, in UK, whatever, and watch the ignorance. Watch it. Do the same thing for France. Do the same thing for Germany. Do it and see. Do it for Italy. Do it and see. Do it for Spain. They're all fucking stupid. Okay? So when black women like myself are telling you, don't let anybody out here, no matter how much you like them, or long-time subscriber, tell you that you can't make it in this world. Yes, you can. But you got to start believing in yourself and getting the education to get the jobs that will pay you the money to live the life you deserve. And let me be clear, because when I'm saying this, I'm referring to RWS hashtags exposed video yesterday, right? Now, mind you, a lot of things she says is on point, but she's very, very fucking pessimistic, whether she knows it or not, right? And so when she was talking about the job portion and how no matter what black women do, America is trying to keep them poor, that shit was true. But what she always fails to do is to offer an alternative to the solution. And what it is that and it is true, a lot of people, and especially when they drop this AI, they're doing it on purpose. They're going to begin to dummy down the jobs and downgrade the pay, right? So the only thing you do, which is the thing black women have been doing since they brought us to this country and they found the indigenous ones of us here, right? Is that you just come together, black women. You got to do what our foremothers did. You got to stop all the bickering with each other and the hatred of each other and stupid fucking petty nonsense. Live with each other. Take care of each other. Provide for each other. She never talks about how to truly obtain generational wealth. It's not a thing that a community does. It is a thing that each individual does within the fucking community. I know because it has been done in my family. It doesn't matter how dysfunctional a individual family member is. The entire family, and when I say that, I don't mean father, mother, uncles, I mean the families that are working together to continue the legacy of giving forward or paying forward generational wealth, providing money for the next generation. It comes from whatever head of household of that unit is doing it. Like with me, right? My grandfather on my father's side left me a dowry to my father, who was a drug addict, right? Because he went to Vietnam and lost his shit at 17. Okay. He in turn turned out my mother. However, both my mother and father came from families where they came from people who had a lot of black pride and who were educated, and they knew money and education is the key to America, and it still is. I grew up in a house. I always was raised in a house, right? When I left my parents' home, which was a brownstone they owned in Harlem, I went to live with my grandparents in a big house in Queens Village, New York. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Grandparents believed in money, had money. They gave that to their children who started out believing in money and education and had both, but then they got hooked on narcotics. And even though they had stuff, their parents had to take over what they owned, including their children, because we got adopted. Because my family understood, if both my parents were narcotically disabled, right? How can they raise a family? How can they maintain property? So they got attorneys. They took over my parents' property, and they took over my parents' children. They put those motherfuckers in a fucking rehab to get their ass together, right? Now, fast forward today, that one is dead and one is doing much better. However, at no time did people just leave them to fucking rot. They did what needed to be done. So now me as an adult, I knew and was taught about money and told that you always want to leave money for your children and your grandchildren. Because the point is, the long-term goal is to eventually have born in your family a generation of people who do not have to work for a living. Do you understand that? That is what white people know. That's this hidden secret, okay? So, but anyway, so me, I have children and I have grandchildren. With my children, I set me and their fathers, even though we're no longer married, set them up in life. They have places to live that they own. They have cars that they drive that are fully paid for. They have money for retirement, money in their banks. We also save and put money into investment accounts for children who are little bitty kids. Every single week I pay into investment profiles for my grandchildren, every one of them, so that by the time they get ready to go to college, they will have enough money to decide, do I want to spend my money on going to college, or do I want to buy a home, or do I want to start a business? I don't give a fuck what they do with that money. I'm giving you a head start. That is what you do when you're trying to gain generational wealth. And if you're able to buy a home, you buy that home like we have a house, and we hold on to that motherfucking house so that every single generation has that house as collateral for anything they want to do in life. If you want to start a business, you use that fucking house as collateral. If you want to do this, you use that fucking house as collateral. You ain't got no place to stay. You take your ass to that house, and you and whoever's in there, you're going to fucking live there together until you're able to stand on your feet and go do whatever you need to do in life. That's the key. So when I'm telling you, black women, to come together to work with each other, you ain't got to be family to do what I just explained to you. You could be good friends, cousins, or people that knew each other from whenever, or just knew each other, and now you figure you could get together and do that. That's all it takes. All it takes is communication and fucking teamwork. That's it. With other black women. Now, if you one of these black women and you happen to have what I would refer to as a soul sister, some other type of woman that really got your back, which is very rare, they're out there, but I would not advise that path. But if it's in your life, because I can't dictate what's in your life, and that person's going to hold you down and you're going to hold them down, you do the same thing with them. You buy a home together, you build together, you save together, you invest in shit, you buy shit together. And then when you get to the point where both of you have enough, you separate from each other. And then you help somebody else do the same fucking thing. That's how it goes. And you set something up that's stable and is not moving for your children to have when they grow up to give to theirs. That is a legacy. And that is how you survive anything this fucking country throws at you. If they make the pay for tomorrow $500 for the month for every fucking body, and your rent is $3,000. Well, you know you got to have about 7 women living together. So not only can you make your rent, but you got to pay bills, and you got to have a way to save a little bit of money. You understand? Or 8, whatever the fuck it is. You know, whatever they do, you got to have that much more people to make the level payment and then go above it to do whatever else you want to do. This shit is not rocket science. It's common fucking sense. And this is what we're losing when we're on YouTube listening to all this dumb shit constantly talking about relationships. Now, if you listen this far into the video, because I know a lot of y'all don't never listen to me because you're very prejudiced, you're colorist, and you're ageist, I commend you, and I hope that you listen to what I said and you actually utilize it. Because believe me, I never lie to you, and I always tell you shit that's beneficial to you. The last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to get the fuck off this video, is always remember that there is always money out there from the government to help you get your shit together. All you got to do is go into any of these women on YouTube that are talking about governmental contracts and grants and learn. The first place you go to teach yourself to learn the basics of navigating those websites and databases is you go to the United States Black Chamber of Commerce. Did you hear me? United States Black Chamber of Commerce. You have them locally, you have them statewide, and you have them nationally. I just gave you the federal one. Get on there, learn. Find out who's the head of different committees and chair people. Write them motherfuckers, call them, email them, explain to them, I'm looking for money for this. I'm looking for money for that. Who do I contact? What is out there for me? And where do I apply for it at? That is how you get shit done in this world. All that negative talk, like all them other people talk about, oh, you can't work. The white man is in control of this. Bullshit. Bullshit. Come together, teamwork, racial pride, and black women with other black women. You can move motherfucking mountains. Every black woman in this country from the creation of this motherfucker did it to get us where we are today. You weak motherfuckers better pull yourselves together so you could go forward in the future the way you're supposed to be. All right, I'm done because I'm getting too emotional, because stop the false self-pity. Get angry and get shit done. And stop worrying about these black fucking dudes out here. Throw them motherfuckers in the trash and go live your life, please. Please go live your life. Please.